A chilling crime. Two 12-year-old girls confront another girl, also 12, in the woods in Wisconsin, then stab her 19 times. All that, police say, because they were reenacting internet horror stories. Alan Crowetz is the president and CEO of InfoStream, a business technology service. We have footage of the two 12-year-olds in court, Alan, and footage of the crime scene. As we look at that, parents first are going to say, what on earth can I do to protect my son or daughter from even venturing anywhere like that on the internet?
Well, there's the obvious things, like there's blocking software and things people can do like that. But I think what you're doing is a great service in that the biggest thing is educating your viewership.
These girls face attempted first-degree intentional homicide charges. They said, before they allegedly lured this little girl into the woods, that they'd gone to Creepypasta, a site, and had seen these kind of stories. Do you have any familiarity with that, or sites like that? Talk about that.
It's a wikia, which is a knowledge base for people who follow certain interests, whether it's Game of Thrones or winemaking. In this case, it's darker type stories.
But it's the kind of stuff, internet horror stories, as it was described, and they see things played out on there that they then said they went out to simulate. Now, you and I are not psychologists and won't pretend we are, but you had a statistic you pulled, and I want to go to it right now, as one that you thought was important, a statistic you'd seen. 28% of children ages 11 to 16 with a profile on a social networking site have experienced something upsetting on it in the last year. And yet this begs the question, it would be upsetting to see horror stories depicting stabbing or hurting someone, and yet desensitized here. And for all the safeguards you provide businesses, or that moms or dads can provide at home, with the worldwide internet, really, there aren't enough safeguards in all the world. So the answer has to lie far beyond that.
That's correct. I mean, a couple generations ago, we were worried about who our children were talking to at the bus stop. Unfortunately, now they're talking to the people at the bus stops around the world. It's just a wide open area.
Bottom line, though, for all of that, go back to your first steps of at least what you can try to do at home and the kind of discussions you can have and the technical things you can do. It's worth reiterating.
Yes. So obviously the number one thing is to have the talk with your child. You should talk about internet safety. You should talk about strangers, what you should share on the internet, what you should be responsible with. And then the other thing is to simply monitor your child. Keeping an eye on them. Ask them what they're doing. Watch them. What time of day are they on the internet? What are they doing on the internet?
Thank you very much, Alan. It's a huge topic, one that's not going to be solved in one conversation or 1,000, but parental awareness, technology safeguards, and a wider community discussions where it's all going to have to begin.
Exactly.
Thanks so much for being with us. Shannon?
An eye-opening report, Michael. Thank you. The school